Stay tuned, Mech Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And last time we flattened an entire enemy base before ever having seen it, and then found a catapult that we actually find to be quite fascinating. And actually, I'm really tempted to keep that one of the two catapults that we currently have, and we'll probably end up building it. It's still having the pretty much central core center stack of the mech is pretty important, and I think we can actually do some really interesting things with it. So probably after this episode, I will probably actually set it down in stone and construct it. Somebody has suggested Onager for the name, which is a pretty cool name. I'm not sure if that's what we'll end up going for, given its capabilities, but we will find out in the future. Anyway, today we're going to be doing an interrupted exercise. This will pay out 3 of 13 priority salvage, 431,600 seabills at 4 skulls, so a little bit more difficult. We're going to be looking for hopefully better mechs. So we already have a pair of 100-tonners currently just sitting in our cargo hold for fully repaired and just needing to be built into some fashion. But first, we want to be hopefully finding more other interesting mechs. So, we have arrived. Once again, Showboat is going to be driving the Axeman. Jester is in the Vulture with its twin arrow deathliness. Howl is driving her Gaussel, feeling comfortable in her clan tech. Finn in the Mackie. Coach in the Catapult Mark III. Death Crusade in the Thanatos, which always needs to have its MMLs reactivated. Mockingbird in the Rankadar. And Paradox finally in the Marauder, because this poke is just so hilariously good. I'm going to shut off the tag barrage, so I'm actually consciously thinking about it when I start to use it. So I think that the Catapult Mark III is going to be joined by the other catapult. I think that'll be a good solid way to get more heat on the table. Going 5 or 6 plasma guns just straight up the bat kind of seems to be a little bit... It's a bit of more of a meme than ever actual overall effect. I kind of feel maybe that's not quite the case, but I feel like I'm just kind of spamming the same type of gun, which I tend to do a lot, but still, I'm not quite sure that will be fully effective in the way that I kind of want it to be. We're going to have to find out in the future, but I do think sort of the mix of the MMLs, which putting out 30 MMLs is a pretty decent amount of heat. That's 150 heat, plus the Twin Clan Plasma Rifle, that's another 80 heat, might actually give us another machine that is just fully capable of knocking a mech completely out of the fight right off the bat. And at 65 tons, it'll have the armor and would be able to kind of survive a lot of incoming damage, which is always very important. The current mech we have on offer for that sort of role, I do worry might be a little bit, not outgunned, undertonned for more battles in the future. It has proven itself to be phenomenally reliable and capable of so very much, but I constantly worry about how little armor it has in comparison to the amount of incoming fire. That said, the integrated laser AMS is phenomenal, and the MML-10s are a great way of getting a ton of firepower onto the field for an incredibly budget amount of weight. So rebuilding the Catapult Mark III into the other catapult that we recently stole, which, 65-ton catapult, 10 more tons, I might be able to cram in even more special equipment into it, such as jump jets for maximum maneuverability and better heat control. But we'll have to think about it and come out with a better solution at some point. Catapult Mark III, speaking of it, it's going to rush on in there as fast as it can, because we want to keep it sort of up front with the scout group, which needs to sort of get in close on top of the enemy. Speaking of the enemy, they're not actually doing a whole heck of a lot, which is quite useful to us, and the Thanatos may actually be able to get a couple of shells on in before all hell ends up breaking loose. So prepare a shell. We're going to fire an indirect thumper and drop it right onto the target. We missed, but we're nearby the enemy area, so hopefully we're going to cause a little bit of scatter damage all over the place. We want to open hard and hit harder. And then we have pretty much everybody moving along the main line. Oh, we have a line of sight on a Hawkmoth. Wait a second, Hawkmoth is normally clan tech, isn't it? Hawkmoth and a Nightshade. We don't have great accuracy, but who cares? I'm going to warlord it up, see if we can increase that accuracy. 37, blast away. Yeah, we hit him. So that's a Hawkmoth down. Is that the reinforcement lance? Did we already run into those? If so, then I'm really happy that we ran into that. Oh, we're about to take some fire. Axeman getting shot at. Luckily for us, not able to connect so far. And more incoming fire. Missed by another 1%. I think we're getting shelled by artillery. I think that artillery just killed themselves. Let's take a look, see if we can't find just an enemy unit sitting around the place. Because I kind of think... Oh, they must have bombed the base accidentally. Interesting. I do notice that there is no longer a marker over there in the middle of nowhere. Speaking of, Vulture on forward, and we could actually shoot at you. That is kind of tempting, actually. And switch over to Guideds. If I hit you, this would be such a such an amount of overkill. We'll stick with the standards. We won't bother, and instead I will lay a pair of Infernos, or not Infernos, but a pair of missiles into this group over here.
Sweet.
See if we can't get anything interesting. Missed by 30 and 30%, but that's not really the big deal. And we haven't started fires in the middle of that. By the time we get there, it might actually have totally burned itself out. Finn on the roll as well. He's Mackie. Quite the heavy amount of firepower to lay on top of somebody. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get a line of sight on that target, but that's okay. We don't need him to. And we're going to lay another sniper artillery barrage into the forest, where we can just basically bomb everybody. High explosives coming at you. Missed by 72, but who really cares as long as we got into the general neighborhood. Hopefully we're doing good damage to important targets. I'd like better sensor data. Oh, we've located an enemy. This moved. That's an internal combustion engine.
Standing by.
Mygerbird's Rakadhar is going to hopefully be able to get a line of sight on something. Ooh, it can, if I'm willing to shoot through friendlies and at no accuracy, which the answer to that is actually, no, I'm kind of not. I don't want to accidentally, you know, kill friendlies. With the amount of firepower that she can put out, that is incredibly easy to do for her. Hopefully we'll be able to nail this Nightshade before anything happens. If we roll really well, we'll actually beat it on the move, and that will allow us to murder it at full firepower, as we desire. More incoming artillery. Don't think it managed to connect, so I've counted 3 heavy artillery shells so far, because I refuse to believe those are direct fire. And we do know that that is actually a viable target right there. Coach's catapult actually has a line of sight on the target, so Coach's catapult is going to run right on in here. We're going to make sure that we're turned a little bit to the side. Holy goodness. And we've just activated the entire world. There is in front of us, of course, the Nightshade. Off to the left, we have a pair of Nidhogg gunships, lower-ish armor. We've got a Prowler multi-terrain vehicle. What are you, Centurion? Are you a CN-11? Might be. A Bandit, a D. What is Centurion got? Oh god, no, it's an AH, it's got an LRM-10 and AC-20. There's a quick draw zipping in through here, 6 medium lasers and SRM-4, nothing too serious than that one. And of course, a Thumper artillery piece in the corner, which we kind of figured. I also know that there's something off in there. We continue the internal combustion engine, or perhaps some sort of industrial piece of equipment, as was pointed out to me the last time I mentioned that. They are also capable of being, the smoke trails also come out if you've got like a chainsaw, is basically what ended up happening. And he had a chainsaw. I kind of want to fire my LRMs, but I kind of don't want to fire my LRMs. They do have slightly better accuracy. No, expression wrong. They do have slightly better accuracy indeed, but I kind of want to guarantee that he dies. And he did. Okay, so we destroyed the double heatsink as well as his Excel engine, or maybe we saved the Excel engine and blew everything else up. The Thanatos can come in with some decent-ish fire. What do you got? Nidhogg gunship, love to blow you out of the sky. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Quick draw, no good. Prowler multi, not really feel it. The Bandit, no. Thumper, hey, that's not terrible. Shape charge, if I get a sensor locked down at you, will that improve my odds? I don't even, not even in range to hit you. Here's what I'll do instead. Ooh, can I go higher? I can't. Unfortunately, right now I'm being blocked by the Arrow Vulture, but that may be alright. We're going to run in forward, which does put the Thumper inside my range. Speaking of, can I just... Oh no, he's just outside the range. The accuracy would be bad, so you know what? I will, instead of a shape charge, we'll give him an indirect barrage, and we'll touch it on top of him.
I got him.
Good. So starting to cause a little bit of damage to him. Shaving away at that top armor with all the scatter that we're dealing. Got some movement happening outside of sensor range, I think. Oh no, it's the Nidhogg. Never mind, he's very much in sensor range, and he's about to unload all of his AoE rockets on top of me. This is going to be, in a word, painful. However, he may have placed himself in a position where I might be able to follow up on that and kill him. So as long as I can get other mechs on target, as long as he doesn't break anything on my company, then we should be okay. We'll have to find out, though, depending on what he ends up doing. I do anticipate he's going to fire at the Catapult Mark III. I just kind of hope he doesn't, because, well, like I said, I fear for how much health he has. But yeah, able to handle a lot of that. 24 of 40, thanks to all the AMS. The Axeman can basically just run on forward. It doesn't really matter what you do. Because you only have a couple of medium lasers, and that's fine. I will set your AMS to Advanced Overload.
Here we go.
Triple shot, none of them able to connect. We weren't really expecting it either. So 50% of the enemy reinforcements, but the rest of the force of the enemy reinforcements is a couple of Nidhoggs. Oh, they got a Roughneck. I like Roughnecks.
Standing by.
Vulture, come on up here. Actually, just from standing still, do you see the Slumper? Oh, you see the Slumper. Lovely. Perfectly. 86. I could Yeah, that'll punch through and kill, punch through and kill, punch through. You're dead, is basically what I wanted to say. The Nidhogg gunship a little bit harder to hit. The Prowler also pretty easy kill. The Centurion might be a good shot as well. The Roughneck I'd like to save. The Bandit easy kill. So yeah, we're going to multi-target. First things first. You're going to get some. And give me that Centurion. A B and let it rip.
Firing on multiple enemies.
So, ooh, good hit, didn't kill, unfortunately. I was expecting it to actually be destroyed. On that, on the other hand, managed to cause a tremendous amount of damage on the Centurion. And we will just sort of move up the mountain. Because the higher ground I get, the more accurate I become. So standing up top here might actually give me a considerable amount of accuracy. And the second Nidhogg has joined his first, and now life is pain. I probably should have tried to shoot down the Nidhogg. At the end of the day, I didn't kill the Thumper anyway, so should have doubled up on that Thumper. Should have double tapped him with all of my firepower. Instead, I'm just going to have to follow up on that one. Hopefully he'll die, and it'll be great. Or maybe I missed. I mean, that's entirely possible. I wasn't watching close enough. Shooting at the Thanatos this time, which I suppose makes a lot of sense. Trying to go after our artillery is a pretty good idea. Our artillery is quite dangerous. The Rakatar, you need to get a direct line of sight on somebody. Unfortunately, you're going to have to run for it, which is going to reduce your accuracy even further. You can get a direct line of sight, though.
Full speed, no target.
You are being jammed like it's nobody's business, but I'm going to full-on Warlord, and I'm going to see if Weight of Fire can win the day. Weight of Fire won the day.
Crawler destroyed.
Luckily for us, he didn't actually utilize his bombs, which he could have, and that would have been quite painful. Quick Draw coming on in. Quick Draw, probably a fairly decent, like, fire support-ish mech. How am I trying to describe this? Decent, God, what would the word be? Quick reaction force, that's the thing. Not great accuracy, but 3 really good shots. Oh, we hit him. So that's the entirety of the reinforcements. Completely handled, and now we are on our own out here. We still need to take out this Thumper. And I'm gonna have to use the Mackie to do it, unfortunately. Howl will rush on forward as well. Be in a position to follow up on the... whatchamacallit, you. You're a thing, you're a quick draw. So be in a position to follow up on the quick draw. I do want to save the Roughneck, because Roughnecks are cool. I do have a Roughneck and MechWarrior online. It was one of my favorite mechs. So I would like very much to keep it intact. And where is... Yeah, the Thumper is pretty well exposed on the one side. Show me that center. Yeah, we only took out his missiles, unfortunately. So we did not quite get the effect that we were hoping for. I will lay the shell right down on here.
Locked on.
And he's not dead, unfortunately. We're working on it bit by bit. You can come forward. The Mackie is a little less reliable for the long-range fire support than I'd like, but it does deal a lot of area of effect damage, which is quite nice. Oh, he's so close to being dead. He's got 3 health remaining. And he's got 2 vehicles near him. It may just be worth it to start laying down some fire. That might be the plan. Although the Guideds are dealing a decent amount of damage. Axeman getting shot up, but the Axeman's AMS is on full-on overload for the point defense self-protection. Probably going to jam it, but hey. And the Thumper is going to be able to move. Is the Thumper going to... Well, the Thumper obviously is going to take a shot at it. It can't not. I mean, it could not, but if I were the Thumper, I would be firing every single round. Especially when you've only got 3 health left on your right side. You really want to maximize. He did not shoot. Ah, the fool. Got some incoming missiles. AMS keeping us nice and safe. 4 of 10 being shot down. A good job all around. Back to the top, and we got that Roughneck moving. Oh, Roughneck is being driven by a ace pilot. Not literally, but the idea is there. I'll run you up here. Be in a position for the Roughneck, but more importantly, I'm going to switch you over to your listen kill LRMs. I'm going to reset your targeting. And I could hurt the quick draw a little bit, could hurt the bandit a little bit. The multi-terrain vehicle, yeah, the accuracy in this mech is just not designed for this sort of combat. What's my problems here? No visual moved. Target moved +6, holy crap. And indirect fire. The pilot is not trained for it. Actually, no, Coach is a tactics 10, so he is trained for it. So the indirect fire penalty is -5, apparently. I'm tempted to shoot at you, but you're facing me now, so I don't know if I'd actually get anything through. It's not worth it. We'll chill and take the heat. But the reason why it's not worth it is the MMLs have a chance of jamming, and I will lose my ability to just alpha immediately. Massive damage. Take your aim. What you got? Quick draw. Prowler, easy kill. Bandit, easy kill. I'm so tempted to just double up on you to keep you at bay. I could kill you. I'm definitely going to kill you. In fact, I'm going to Warlord to kill you. Let's see if we can annihilate an arrow. Annihilate the quick draw already.
Roger.
Hit. Hit. Oh, he's having a bad day already. And we're going to continue to sort of move up the mountain.
Location confirmed.
Gain the elevation we desire for the massive bonuses.
Yes.
Death Crusade can basically walk on forward if he wants, and he does.
Move order received.
You need to kill this, actually. I totally forgot about you. I'm so sorry.
Target marked.
Dead. Thumper taken care of.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
How? Is Howl going to be able to move into position? She will be able to move into a position to engage that quick draw. Yeah, I'll fight you from here because that avoids being seen by the Roughneck, which is kind of important. We'll Warlord it up to increase our accuracy and damage. Oh, 2 gas rifles. He's been hit by 2 arrows and 2 gas rifles and a whole bunch of lasers. He's having a bit of a bad day. He's lost his evasion already, so now he's in lots more trouble. You're going to just rip on up in here and take aim at his front because I think that's where we've been dealing all our damage. And you may as well triple tap. Buzzap. Did you just core him or kill him?
Should have run when you had the chance.
I don't know if she cored him out or if she just blew up the whatchamacallit, the fusion core. That'll be interesting to find out on replay. Mainly the loot screen. Target is 57, let it run. Decent shots on that one.
But that hurt.
It did very much. Are you cycling guns or are you... Yeah, you're cycling guns. That's a bad position to be in. We got to give you a round of sort of reset and rearm on that one because I don't want you constantly hopping back and forth between half salvos. They're just not nearly as fun. Oh, nice. Both of the heavy large lasers unable to connect, but that gas rifle going right in, zeroed in on the target. Centurion slipping in through here. I think some fire might be in order. Maybe a guided shell, or 2 guided shells. The fire in order to get you on fire. Because the Roughneck is a 75-ton mech, I believe? Might be a 70-ton mech, but I think it's a 75-ton mech. And very much, it is technically an agri-mech that is modified later on in order to have greater greater combat capabilities. So it's quite the cool mech. I do like it. Visually, especially. Shaped charge, give him some love. Actually, what's your problems? You have a inspired +2, a distance -1, a height +2, medium range, and no visual. Yeah, fire.
Taking the shot.
Oh, look good. And it's annihilated. Pinpoint artillery is the way we play. Go up the hill as well. Gain that altitude advantage, buddy. Actually, the ultimate altitude advantage is up here, and we kind of want to take it. So we're just here for the straight-on battle. We've already dealt with the reinforcements, and these guys are down to basically 2 lances. 2 lances? 3, 6? Yeah. 7, 8. Now, we are still missing a couple of enemy targets. We haven't identified them just yet on our sensors, but we are definitely in a commanding position already. Yeah, there they go. Got 2 of the enemy vehicles off here on the corner. And a ballista? Is that what I saw? It is a ballista artillery tank, which has a sniper artillery. That is not a small piece of cannon, so we're going to have to make sure that we keep that in mind. Oh, there's a Whitworth as well. Ugh. Oh, actually, no, it's not the Whitworth tank. Never mind. If I push in for over here... Aha, we have identified all targets. So thumper artillery and a sniper artillery piece is what we're dealing with here. I will lay the sensor lock because they did move. And we're going to see if I can't nail this ballista with a shaped charge attack. Will reduce the amount of damage. Or reduce the splash, but increase the amount of damage to 75. Oh, the hit is good. There it goes spiraling away. Deal with your artillery with my own artillery, which was entirely the point of my artillery. Reserve with coach. Howl's up. Howl's about to get into a bit of a duel, I suppose. He's going to move into a better position. High ground artillery as you try and come through. Twin Gauss. Oh, nailed him right on through that torso. At least I think it's the torso. Could be the arm. Either one is acceptable. Jester. Yeah, Jester, I'm going to need you to multi-target, I think. Because he needs some fire. He needs some guidance. So, switch on over. Inferno. Let it rain.
Acknowledged.
Whoosh. And the fire begins. Please kill. A decent amount of damage. Not something you want to just ignore. You're actually going to stand still because you're probably at the highest point you can get to right now. Finn in the Mackie can continue sort of counter battery operations, I think. Oh yeah, that Centurion is almost dead. That's not quite accurate enough for me to want to, you know, risk shooting myself, which is entirely possible. So I'm just going to lay a shell right on down here, set it up for a high explosive, and let it fly. Good hit on target, and you're going to keep coming up the mountain as well.
Minimum damage. This guy's nothing.
Paradox. Marauder should actually be able to have a pretty easy time absolutely ripping the ever-living crap out of him. Oh yeah, I could tag barrage you, I'm not going to, but you're about to die.
Lighting him up.
Yup. Center torso. I think we knocked out his arm as well. So we've pruned the loot tool more. The loot pool. So we're down to... The Roughneck is on fire, firing his cannon. He's got an AC 10, or... Yeah, it's an AC 10. And he's a torching already, jeez. I wonder why you're on fire so much. You actually are going to have the round that you need in order to chill out since I'm not engaged in the... Not engaged in the Roughneck like that. And your rotary is good to roll. Coach, get on into that valley. It's time to start getting underway. Ooh, actually, before we do that, switch over to SRMs. Let's see if I can't actually see the target. I will not be within range. Okay, so here's what we do. We sprint down over around here. And we spend some of our points on a vigilance, just to make sure that he moves extra fast. And we make sure that we're set to Inferno rounds, because that's what we intend to utilize. And then Showboat will follow, because Showboat does not actually have the... Yeah, Showboat's got to make sure that she doesn't get in the way. But she'll be in a position to follow up with some action. And her AMS is even unjammed. Lovely. So unfortunately their Thumper artillery is still intact. Or maybe not, but their Thumper tank is still intact. Don't know about the artillery piece itself. He's pulling back. He's pulling way back. Still within visual... Well, sort of visual range. And a Brutus support tank. Firing the Axeman. Yeah, probably not exactly your most brilliant shot unless you were firing a whole bunch of mines, because I think we've got that handled. 40 missiles, though, is nothing to sneer at. Alright, let's go get this guy torched. Direct line of sight.
Affirmative, Commander.
I have a visual and a great deal of accuracy. Sensor lock, probably not required, but I'm just going to make sure. Because I want to cook this guy. He's at full armor, too, which makes life so much easier. It did actually help a pretty considerable amount. Got us to the green, and he is on fire and offline. Alright, Howl the Gauss Wolf. Really? You don't have much that you want to go after here. It all depends on how they move. But you will be able to sort of start moving up the side of this next location to go after that Whitworth in the background.
Yes, Commander.
The Thanatos. The Thanatos has demonstrated a great deal of accuracy. Not quite this time. Which is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. But I had desires. Desires and intentions. Jester, on the other hand, what's your accuracy we looking at? 22. 22% accuracy. That's really nice. How's your open shoulder? Your shoulders are very close to exploding. Let's not do that. Let's not invite disaster. Instead, let's just start murdering everybody else. Fire and accurate hit.
I think I hit something good.
You very much did, and I'm very proud of you for it. Paradox, up in her Marauder, or his Marauder. And you're not going to shoot that because I'm going to burn him to death. That'll be the plan. You can start trying to cut off that Whitworth. Showboat definitely is going to start sprinting off in this direction. I think I can get in through here. Because what I'd like to do is have you go after anybody who survived. You're not turning on anytime soon, buddy. I've got you fully handled. Thumper continued to try and back off, but that's not going to get the Thumper away from Finn. Finn knows where you are. There you are. Sniper incoming.
Confirmed.
Shattered. Good show. Very good show. Alright, you can continue to move up. Get up one more stage. As high as you can go. Get as many accuracy bonuses as you can add onto things. There's Brutus in the middle of fire. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's another vehicle off over here. Unless I didn't kill him. Okay, more incoming on the catapult, but the catapult's got himself handled. The point defense of the integrated laser AMS.
Commander?
The Ragatar continuing also to try and push on towards that Whitworth. so we can get maximum DACA onto the target. I just want to burn it down because I'm only getting 3 of 13, 3 of 13, 3 of 14, 3 or something priority salvage, which is not great. Yeah, there's a vehicle right there. A light something carrier, probably a mortar carrier. Oh no, it's a thermal barrack launcher, so it is a hybrid launcher. That'll be quite dangerous, actually. My artillery may need to focus primarily on that, because they had several more artillery pieces that we didn't know about. We'll be able to take them out. Our counter battery is a little bit better than theirs. And 40 more missiles. They were not able to secure the kill on that, which is excellent. Death Crusade in the Thanatos. Could kill the Brutus. The Brutus is actually incredibly vulnerable. And the light TBM carrier, you're going to go with a indirect shaped charge. Blow them apart. Crushed. You stuck your nose out when counter battery was arrived, buddy. We're here to bring the pain. And yeah, I'll move up here. Why not?
Got it.
No target as of yet. Coach, I want to save for a moment. Nah, Coach, get the burning going. Oh, actually, no. Can you see anything on a sprint?
Affirmative.
No target. Okay. And then Coach. You're missing an Inferno, but that'll be fine. Aim for his head and let him know. He's having a bit of a rough one, but that's okay. That's why we set this whole thing up. And the mill is unjammed. Is that all of them? That's all of them.
Got something you want done?
Alright, Jester, your Vulture really kind of want to cook him. And artillery tends to freak people out. So you're going to multi-target. And I may have mistakenly moved a little bit too close to him. But you're going to keep up the fire on the Brutus. And both of them will be Infernos. Oh, shoot. I didn't separate the target. That's okay.
Orders.
Finn in the Mech, however, is absolutely continuing his engagement over here. The Brutus I care more about. Probably should care about the thermal barrack, but... There we go. Fully taken care of on that one.
Under heavy fire.
You're not under heavy fire. You are dealing the fire, baby. You have this under control. Surprise! Maximum rotaries. Plus the Warlord. Let it run. Oh, the Whitworth just did not stand a chance against that rotary firepower. Paradox's Marauder. I really don't want to have to use the Marauder to take care of that. They have just the TBM carrier, which is dangerous on his own. I must admit that. The TBM carrier, not exactly a slouch. Although I wonder how much he can actually see with his sensors. Is this all but... Yeah, I can see the Axeman. The Axeman taking care of a significant portion of that, but not all of it.
Minor damage, Commander.
Good job. You're not turning on, buddy. You're getting 40 plus E just for standing there. Down at those, one last target. Pop. It's just you, buddy. You're all on your lonesome now.
What are your orders, Skipper?
What you gonna do about that? What are you gonna do about this? Pilot bail.
Mission successful.
That was beautiful. That was beautifully executed in all levels. I am intensely proud of that. Because that was everything I ever wanted it to be. We cooked, we burned, we shelled. The counter battery was absolutely sublime. And minimal damage across the lens. I think everybody took a little bit of damage, but you know what? This will be easy repair. And the Roughneck comes in 2 parts for a 65-ton mech. Okay, so not quite the 70. But that'll be a nice pickup. We're picking up so many mechs. It's perhaps a bit of a problem. We've got no sniper artillery. We could pick up another one. Thumpers. I believe I've got 2 already. I do. Cockpit basics, fusion cores. You got a good one? Oh, you've got multiple XLs. 260. Am I good on that? I am good on that. Probably that for additional cash. We'll sell off the inner sphere XLs because they're terrible. And nobody wants to use them. Trust me, you don't want to use them. Sniper ammo, I think we're good on. Thumper ammo, yeah, we're definitely good on. So how much sniper ammo did I got? 7 tons? Yeah, we're good. They'll also give us the Whipworth part, a light Gauss rifle, in case you're suddenly took leave of your senses. I think that if they made this thing a 25-25, so 25 damage internal structure, 25 damage armor, you would suddenly see light Gauss rifles be used a lot more, because they would be much more useful in that realm. And we also got 2 tons of thermal bolt ammo. It's not super useful, but we'll take it. So we made a little bit of cash on this one. We got another mech on this one. That was a nice pickup, let me tell you. I think I'll sell that catapult. Well, I don't know what the Roughneck's got. And if we build it and we sell it, that'll be fine. So we've got 3 65-tonners right now. Oh, that's pretty fun, actually. I already know what I'm going to do with it. Well, not with the Roughneck, but with one of the... Because I'm really liking that catapult. I like it a lot. 15,934 for 2 days to patchwork everybody. That is how efficiently we burned through a 4-skull mission. That is what you want to see. It's gonna literally be 2 days. And that's to fix things that weren't even, on the docket. Because the rack hammer wasn't even on the mission. So take me to my mech bay so I can take a look. You know what? I gotta sell it. I'm not gonna take it. Goodbye, Marauder. I have a Marauder. I don't need another Marauder. The Black Knight I kind of want to keep because several people seemed to really like the Black Knight. So I do kind of want to keep it. I need to fix it. This I'm keeping because I'm building something out of it. Where is the Whitworth part? Goodbye. 85,000 for that. The Roughneck, you can ready it up. I'll probably end up selling the Roughneck if I'm completely honest. I do like Roughnecks a lot though. Because, like I said, I drove it in MechWarrior Online. It was the first mech that I kind of really sort of got used to playing in MechWarrior Online. And I played it in several versions, although this looks like triple machine gun, SRM 6, AC 10, and should be a pair of medium lasers, I believe. Yeah, triple machine gun, SRM 4, not 6, and AC 10. Okay, what's left on you? That'll be the first determination. Not gonna lie, not a whole heck of a lot. Strip the equipment. Because there's nothing worth salvaging here. There's case, which is nice, but it's got normal heat sinks and busted MGs. It is packing 2 support hardpoints on the hands. Could turn it into a melee mech. No other additional hardpoints, though, for like self-defense, point defense, which would be extra nice. It does have ballistic slots everywhere. Oh, I don't have any more, do I? I've got Risk Rack 2s. I've got 1 Risk Rack 5. Wait, shoulder, upper arm, lower arm, hand? Oh, right. So I can't cram in, even if I had it, which I think I do. I have 1. Can't cram it in with a Risk Rack 5. But you could do it. You can do twin arm-mounted ballistic, which is always really fun. I could, like, build a gas wolf or something. First things first, though. Let's give it an engine. What engine did you come with? I believe it's a bit slow. It's a 260 Red Fusion core? Okay. Engine heatsink, core. Do I have a 250? I have 1 250, so I'll take the 260. Actually, your 260 gives you a 8.5. 275 gives you a 9.5. How about a full-on 300 Red Fusion core? I'll give you a 9.5. 280. 9.5, 275, 9.5, right. So if I really want to go fast, I need a... Yeah, 610 is a 340 or so, around there. I'm not sure that would be worth it, so give me 260. Is an 8.5, so 275 is a 9.5. 2 tons for it. So if I were to build this, it has 1 missile hardpoint. So the immediate weapon that comes to mind is that big ol' heavy MRM-40 we've been packing around. For the Atlas, for the most part, if I'm completely honest. What would I back that up with? It's got arm-mounted ballistics, which is great, but what do you give that as well? A Silver Bullet Pirate? That'd be pretty fun. Not really sure. It offers a lot of versatility in it because the arm-mounted ballistic give you basically the same versatility as a King Crab. So if you wanted, you could mount, twin AC-20s. Do I have twin AC-20s? I have an LB-20. I do have twin AC-20s, okay. Risk 2s. I only have the one. It's only slightly smaller than the Risk 5. Right, because I sold them because I decided they were worthless. They're not really worthless, but... A Thumper, but I can't put the accuracy improvement on it, which is the point of having the Thumper. I could build it into a Long Tom Mech. Do I have the ammo for that? I don't think I do. I don't think I ever bothered getting the Long Tom ammo. No, it just got Thumper and Sniper. It's only got 4 energy hard points. 1, 2, 3. Where's number 4? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a ballistic. Counting ballistics. Single energy head hard point. Okay, I get you. So what can I do with that? Not much. I mean, in terms of energy weapons, the head hard point is not exactly brilliant unless you're looking for a flame's breath. Too many weapons mounted in the head? It has no weapons mounted in the head. Yeah, that would be pointless. Just so pointless. PPC, we've got a snub-nose PPC, which we could put on a support hardpoint. I mean, that is always an option, in case you're feeling a little bit antsy. Obviously not going to do plasma. We already have something in mind for plasma. Lasers. I have too many medium lasers. I should sell some. Large pulse, large X pulse. There we go. 4-head-mounted death machine, etc. I don't have any of the materials to in order to build sort of a long Tom Thumper artillery mech. First of all, he's got hands, which is really good for a melee mech. Not so good for, well, not a melee mech. Okay, let's theorize that if we were to build a melee mech, what would we need to do to it? Obviously, 340 rated core, keep the engine big. Armor. Do I have spiked armor? I don't. Oh, I do. I have another spiked armor? Jeez, why didn't I realize this? Clan Endo for the space. I probably won't need it, actually. We'll test it out with normal Endo. It's cheaper that way. The gyro, obviously, will need to be either a defense or an XL. I don't have a defense. I do have a single XL. I already need it, though, so I can't take it. I never realized we were short on gyros. Seems so weird. We need hands a melee. Hands a melee. Which is a 30% increase. Spiked fist. Is that added? No, that takes my hands melee spot. So the hatchet also takes my hands melee spot. Hatchet is raw damage though, and I do need a certain amount of that. Upper spike, I think. Oh no, upper spike does not clash. Combat shield also takes up my hands melee. Okay. So we're looking at right now a plus 70% melee already, not even including the spiked armor. Obviously spiked helmet, because you need the spiked helmet, which we have. I had like 2 or 3 of them, and I made sure to keep them as backup. Or maybe I already used it. Nope, there it is. Spiked helmet pirate. Which gives me even more space in the head, which I may actually want to put a flamer in then. So, sensor system, or fire control system. Do I have any sort of melee fire support system? I don't think I do anymore. I did used to. I had a blood sport, and then, well, the pilot ejected from it, and then that lost me my blood sport, which was pretty irritating. I do have leg spiked boots. Little booties. Can go on that mech. Could also throw on some reinforced legs as well if I was really feeling crazy. And what else? What else could I do with it? Heavy Pharaoh. Nope. Gotta always remind myself we're taking the spiked armor for a reason. It's very important. Weapon. Bring me melee weapons. Fire fists. Wah! And then, do I want anything else? It's very much a little bit of a burner on that one. It's my only support hardpoints, though. It goes right there. Can't fit any A pods or B pods, which would be nice. Can't fit any AMS nor tag, which would also be really nice. Bring me back to that flamer weapon. Can I fit in the flame breath? Why can I not fit in the flame breath? What is the problem? This is an internal ammo flamer. This weapon has a recoil of 2, maximum of 10. Weapon starting can be fired, always ignites forests. I'm willing to bet it's a support weapon and it requires a head support slot. So that is a little bit disappointing. Do we have that head-mounted laser eye thing? Would I be even able to equip that? I mean, I could do that. Just for giggles. Let's see, what else can I do? Is there anything else I can do to improve the melee damage on this mech? I mean, it doesn't do a whole ton because, you know, all of the mechs in RogueTech deal considerably less melee damage. Stuff. I'm already using the supercharger. And I don't have a mask. I could have sworn I did. Must have already used it. That's somewhat sad. Legs, structures, cockpits, jump jets. 4 tons of jump jets could actually work. Would get me around quite quickly. Although death from above is probably kind of pointless. On top of that, what else? I have a missile slot. I think all the chaff countermeasures got turned into... Yeah. So I can't just mount on a shoulder-mounted chaff launcher or something. All of those became part of other things. Rocket Pack 20 is how much? 7.5 tons, holy crap. Why am I keeping these rocket packs? It seems to be such a foolish thing to do. I guess armor up would be the final solution here. To just give me a little bit more defense, because that's what I'd be running on into. And I don't have a point... Oh, yeah, I don't have a sensor system. Well, that wouldn't be too hard to finagle into it. I don't know how much damage this would do, though. That's the problem, because this melee figure is not accurate. So death from above is apparently 130 damage, but the normal mech capability of attack is, I suppose, 43. Time with an additional of the 20% melee damage, plus another 70, so 90% melee damage, plus a spiked, which is another 10% damage, which is 100 melee. Plus another 10 is 110. So am I dealing like 90 something damage, or am I dealing like huge numbers here? Plus the hand Fire Fist melee damage, which is another... Oh, how much? Confirm melee attack, 80% bonus against overhead flying targets. Plus nothing, it looks like. Can I put any other melee weapons? I mean, obviously, it would be lovely to fit in our boomstick, because our boomstick does an additional, 20% melee damage, which is just fun. So I don't know how much melee damage this would be. Does it make more sense? And if you know in the comments, please enlighten me on this one, because I'm not really sure how melee works in the game, because I don't bother building melee mechs most of the time. Is it better to put in, say, a hatchet, which gives me just flat up plus 45 melee damage, and then 20% melee stability damage. So plus 15. So it's... Is that more? I don't know. Like, at what point and how does this work? Because that would be super useful to know. How much? These fists are like 1 ton. I could turn a Roughneck into a melee mech. It has the capabilities. It has most of the slots that you'd want. I just don't know if that would be a great idea or not. I need some form of ECM. Guardian ECM clad would be nicer. Ah, partial wing system. Fly into battle. If I put in the right engine, I could do that. I mean, it works. It builds. I just don't know how much damage I'm actually looking at here. So if I knew, then that would be a lot easier to make that decision. Whether or not we would want to put in sort of an alternate melee mech. And then also we'd probably, at the end of the day, want to actually pull out the jump jets. And the Fire Fists are not actually giving me anything, apparently. So the weapon damage varies. It gives you some heat on a melee attack. It fires at a melee attack. But, 10 additional melee heat damage? I don't know if that affects the melee attack. Because what I'd do is I would pull off one of these and I would put on a advanced AMS, which is 3 tons. I would then put in ammo, 4 set AMS. Sure, why not? 1 ton. That gives me another ton somewhere else. If I go over to melee weapons, Stone Nose PPC is 5 tons. Is there some cannon to 6, I think? Yeah. Laser drill is 3 tons. The plasma lance is 3 tons. So I basically got just another ton of armor or something like that. Or maybe just another ton of ammunition for that. Like maybe something like that would be better. Maybe something like this would be better with the hatchet for additional damage. I just don't know. 0.5 tons over, right? 2, 3, 4. Not anymore, I'm not. Only take us 13 days and 500,000 seabills. I mean, it's cheap to do. I don't know if it's a good choice. I like the fact that it's using very little on the center stack. This saves me an engine, this saves me a gyro. It even saves me a cooling system because it's only generating 15 heat from that fire fist. It doesn't need the heat control anyway. So it saves me a lot of stuff, which I can then plow into other units. Maybe I should put the supercharger in this, I don't know. But yeah, gonna have to think on that because we're getting close to the end of the month. We'll be able to get another mission in though before that happens because we are so gosh darn efficient. Uno, dos, stop. Back, bang. Now we have basically all of our mechs ready to go. So we have 3 65s, 2 of them are catapults, a Roughneck which I could turn into a melee mech, and a Black Knight which we could turn into a melee mech. It would support, of course, our Axeman, who is already a melee mech, but the Axeman has a giant axe on it, which I don't really know how that affects things. Well, I do. It's plus 70 melee damage. So would I need a second axe to make that work? So I'm not quite sure. It is all Greek to me, I suppose would be the best way to put it. I don't remember if I checked the store or not. I'm going to do it one more time. I don't think I did. Sniper artillery has shown up at the store for 3.5 million in case you happen to be crazy. Slug ammo for LBXs. I have 7 tons. I'm good on that. At some point I want to make a quad LBX autocannon. 10. Improved swarm. I've been looking for these because they're actually really good, as I have recently been discovering. Inferno ammo, how much did I got? I got 7. I need more because in my other campaign I've run out and I'm desperately hunting for it because it's super useful. Arc welder, flamer sticky. Oh, there's a mask. The mask I need for that build. I don't need a mask for that build. It's nice. It gives you much more speed. But 600, well, I can probably afford it based on the XL engines. Not that one. Heat. Where is that? 140 core, too small for me to use. In fact, anything below 200 is too small for me to use. Just make ourselves a whole ton. 3 180 cores, holy crap. 190s. Like if you're below really a 250, honestly, I'm not really interested in utilizing you. There we go. We've just made over 5 million sables. And we haven't even gotten to the XL engines, which I'm getting rid of because I refuse to use them. 6 million Seabills. Heat sinks 23. Holy. How do we get this many? I really don't need heat sinks. We've moved beyond the point where we need normal heat sinks. So tempted to start pruning my normal double heat sinks. Alright, back to the faction. Commando Dragon. These are partial mech salvage. Right? Are these fully built? No, they're partial mechs. Delta small optics. I have a lot of cash for once. I can... Ooh, I could build our crab. I got chameleon parts and Arctic wolf parts. Yeah, not interested at all. But now that I have 6 million seabills, flush with cash, I shall buy a mask. Accept.
New equipment available.
So yeah, I actually have enough cash in order to construct one of my 100 tonners, which might be worth doing. And in that case, do I just junk something? I mean, I do want to build this catapult. I I feel a strong desire to build this catapult. Let's see. First things first. Patch all. And then strip out this, strip out this, pull out this, and this, and this, and this. I'm keeping the listen kill ammo for a very specific reason, because I'm keeping it. 1 ton of listen kill to support. And then it's a 250 radiofusion core, I believe. Core. 250. And then we go over to a radical prototype double heatsink kit, because we need it. And then we need a gyro. We'll work on the gyro in a bit. First things first. Weapons. PPCs. Clam plasma cannon 1. Clam plasma cannon 2. Then we need SRMs just in order to get the risk MMLs. 2 of those. Then we need ammo. I wish to have Hydras. 1, 2. Actually, I think I'll do that. Screw it. Go full Hydra. Equipment. I need case 2. Because I wish the mech not to explode. I don't think I'm using clan armor on this. I should just check. I literally have the video up. I'll bring it up over here. So I could just copy my own build. I could do this off screen, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Where was it? It was RogueTech 87? Staying. Don't want to hear my own voice. I'm one of those people who hates hearing their own voice. I think that's most people. Okay. So what I'm looking at here is... that is indeed a 250 radiofusion core. It is an XL clan. Right, this was an expensive build. This was not a cheap build. Or was it? No, the XL clan was a future-proof concept idea. Right. So I have Endo and Light Pharaoh. Oh, that's what I did. Right. Because Light Pharaoh is cheap. Patch it. We may as well use it. And that is Clan Endo. But I don't think I need it. Clan Endo is 14 slots plus 1. This is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'd be short. So Clan Endo. The gyro is an XL indeed. Gyro XL. And then supercharger to finish off the center stack. And the supercharger is a removable concept. It's only there in order to give it some additional speed. If I decide I need something else later on, I can always rip it out. Exchanger clan. Put that in the head, where it'll get blown off. Prototype double heatsinks. 1, 2, 3. And then... head equipment. I had a life support, flak, rangefinder, and AR sheath beacon. Or not life support. So, flak, rangefinder. For the additional gunnery accuracy and the chance to avoid the risks from stopping and working. Sheath beacon. And ammo. Plasma. Double plasma. And a shoulder. Hopefully it doesn't get lost. I had 3 tons of Inferno ammo. 3 tons total of LRM weapon systems. Right. Also, so where's that? SRM. Inferno. And then weapon. AMS. AMS Mech 2. Advanced AMS is better, as we believe we're figuring out. I think the advanced AMS 2 is better. I'm not 100% on that. And then I need ammo for that AMS as well. 1 ton there. So that fills up that. This entire thing is protected by this little case. Oh, but it works. It does work. And then am I missing anything? Got my ammo, got my MMLs, got my all of this. I'm really tempted to just dump the supercharger anyway. Because the supercharger, if I pull it out, gives me room to put in upper recoils. I think I have upper recoils. Yes, I have an upper recoil plus. For additional plasma cannon accuracy. I would love to put in a weapon mount. Unfortunately, the weapon mount is unavailable to us. Oh, no, this upper recoil plus has other destinations. The Rakatar needs it. This would sort of be the base where we're building from. And I did increase the armor a little bit. A little bit of here. And a little bit here. And a little bit here. And then 140 up front. 120. Because I didn't like the fact that it wasn't even. Right. 160 and back. And then 120, 40, 45, 120, 40, 100, 140, 60, 110, 110, and I'm still short. I don't think I'm missing anything. Did I just not finish trimming the armor? That's entirely possible. 110, 120. What am I missing? I must be missing something. Light Pharaoh Endo Radical Gyro XL Light Engine 250 per division core. It had the listen kill ammo here. 3 prototypes. Plasma. An exchanger. Gotta be missing something. Oh, 146. There we go. Just want to double check that I've spelled that right. It's cheap. It's effective. It'll be on the field in no time at all. Well, no time at all. It'll be on the field in 22 days. But it will be a nice improvement to what we're currently dealing with. This supercharger, I'm not in love with it, if I'm honest, because I'd rather put it on, say, a melee mech or something. And the supercharger I have a habit of forgetting to turn on anyway. We will be on the lookout for upper recoils, and when we find them, we'll rip out the supercharger right away. We'll reduce the armor a little bit to get upper recoil pluses on both shoulders, but that'll be the goal. But yeah, this is our first mech in a little while that we've actually built. So we'll get to work on that.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
I do not see us keeping this catapult. This is the missile catapult. We're just patching it up to put it away and sell it, which I don't really want it. Like, I don't think it'll do anything especially great. We are dealing with 2 support hardpoints, which I assume are in the left and right torso for additional AMS. Maybe I can utilize that. I'll have to see. Probably not going to keep it, though. The Black Knight, I might store it just to store it in storage, but several people kind of like the Black Knight. So these 3 mechs are currently on sort of the chopping block. A Roughneck, which I don't really know what to do. It's got a lot of ballistic hardpoints, but it's got hands, which makes it harder to put like weapon mounts on this thing. If we want to do that, we're going to have to really kind of stretch things a bit. What can you handle with your hands? If I were to give you a weapon mount, theoretically, because we don't have enough to do this, what gun can you put there? You can put an UAC-20. Okay. That's 100% reasonable. Do I have the ammo to run that UAC-20? I do. Oh, I absolutely do. So be 24 shots, which is 12 rounds of shooting, which is just enough. I'd love to put a RAC-20 on this thing, but that's not going to happen. Engine heatsink. Give me a kit or a core. You were racking a what? 260. If I go up to a 300, you're on a 5.9, a 275. You're on a 9.5, which is good. 270. 9.5, holy crap. 260? 8.5. So, I mean, it's 1 more ton, but we pick up a 9.5, which is really good. Which you'll want to do with a Rack Ultra. In fact, I could do with that. Could run that. I mean, that'll improve the accuracy of this rack quite nicely. I'm not sure if I'd do that though. Cockpit system would have to be, say, a... Flags are just really nice because they give you a +2 accuracy. And I don't have a kit other than that to make that work better. The sensor would be a... It's a recon. Give it a cockpit for a comm suite plus. For the additional accuracy bonus, or additional movement on that. That gives you a really nice gun, but nothing else at the moment. You have a lot of ballistic hardpoints, which is fascinating to me. The weapon, though, that we would want to pair with this is pretty obvious, and it would be the heavy MRM. Now, that's a little bit more tonnage than we can currently handle, but let's finish loading this out to see if I can't force it in to work. Ammunition, MRMs. We would want a little bit of Inferno. Just some options. But acid as well. That puts me up to how much? We get 120 shots with this 4, 8, 12, right. I really kind of want to try out this one. But Listen Kill is the name of the game. The Inferno just never ended up working quite as well as I'd like it to. Anyway, let's go see if we can't fix the center stack on this thing, because it's gonna need it. I will give it Pharaoh. I will give it also Endo, which is big, I understand, but I have just enough room in order to do that without changing out the engine. Unfortunately, an ultralight gyro ain't gonna cut it. Gets close though. Also, an ultralight gyro would be a bad idea in a situation like this. We would have to put in a smaller engine. Which, can I put in heavy Pharaoh? No, there's no way the slots is open. I need 3 more slots. Which, where would I get those? Nowhere. Heavy Pharaoh would give me a weight savings of -2 tons, so I pick up 1 more ton, which is not enough. Obviously, of course, we could just go and use Clan Endo or Clan Pharaoh. That would save us tons and tons of room. That's not a concern, really. It's just a matter of there's not enough without going Clan engine. Or maybe light engine. Oh, because the... Give me a second. Light engine doesn't quite get me there. Okay. Does need the gyro in order to force that. And it becomes expensive the moment you do the light engine. This is not terrible, actually. It's rather quick for what it is, which is a 65-ton mech. It's got... What it reminds me of is my dragon from Ripper's Rumblers. Or was it Star Wars? I think it was Ripper's Rumblers. We had a dragon. It was our first heavy mech, I think. And it had an Ultra AC-20 combined with... I think it was just a laser group, but this would be a much more effective version of that. Would be rather accurate and aggressive. Obviously, the more lore-friendly version is this. And if we were to do this, we would throw in a turret. God, where is it? Just throw on the turret for the +2 accuracy. Problem is, I mean, you're just giving up. You're giving up the lower arm actuator accuracy, which you can get a +5 on the arm versus just a +2. I mean, it's cute, but it's not. It's not really what you'd want to do. Although that would help out considerably. We'd probably do something like that. What am I missing? I think I took ammo out of it, but that's okay. 1, 2... Yeah, so each one is 4. Oh no, each one is 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So this is enough ammo to make it run. I could throw in, just for extra little giggles, an additional 0.2 tons, throw them in the head, and then trim a slight bit on the back. Okay, maybe not that. Trim this. And that way you've got another ton of Listen Kill. Yeah, that would work. That'd be pretty significant. I kind of like it. It doesn't have an AMS though. Don't like that fact. Can fit an AMS though if we just put in a gyro, which we need to be in search of. But this could work. This would be a pretty interesting build. So let me know what you think. We have 3 mechs on the chopping block at the moment that are going to die unless somebody can come up with an interesting build. The KC obviously saved from that because the KC is going to become the best friend of the Catapult Mark III. Because the Catapult Mark III is, well, both of these, between these two, they put out enough heat to shut down 2 mechs. Which ought to be quite nice, and I'd like to pull that one off. Alright folks, that's going to do it for another episode for today. I have been Tarek. If you like what you see, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and we'll see you all in the next episode.